Thank you very much, Dr. Haley. And so the next item is new to this year's polyglot performances. Dr. Monica Mulholland, dear colleague in our department, will present a workshop on this topic here, the educational value of drama techniques in language learning. Here you go.
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for being here. Can you hear me okay, or should I use the microphone? I want to present a brief presentation on the value of drama techniques in language learning. And you might ask, why? Well, I learned English as a second language in my home country, Argentina, many years ago. And at that time, I was pretty good at remembering long lists of verbs, verb conjugations, vocabulary lists. However, the minute I had to say something, I would blush, I would feel inadequate, I would even panic. Does that sound familiar? Why does this happen? It has been proved time and time again that the knowledge of vocabulary plus that of grammar does not produce the ability to communicate in that language. So for the last several decades, the teaching and learning of foreign languages has benefited from the research in linguistics, in applied linguistics, and thanks to that, we have been teaching languages through different communicative approaches. But the reality is that still today, a lot of our classes are still traditional. They're passing around a little piece of paper with a picture. That's for our next activity. So what do I mean by traditional? A traditional language class is teacher-centered. In a traditional language class, there is emphasis on grammar and vocabulary lists. There is also emphasis on memorization. Students study for the test, mainly only for the test. And the focus is on accuracy, very often at the expense of a real purpose for communication. But what happens in a more contemporary approach? In a more contemporary approach, we see the classes that are student-centered. Everything is about the students. The emphasis is on communication. Students are allowed and even encouraged to take risks, even if they make mistakes. We all make mistakes. There's no other way in which we learn anything, let alone a language, right, by making mistakes. So students feel free to take risks, to be spontaneous. Students do something in the language. It's not just learning the vocabulary and the grammar in isolation. It's what do they do with that language they're learning. And so the focus is on performance. Now, this is a typical example of a traditional type of interaction between the teacher and the students. Are we at the movie theater or are we at the library? Now you might ask, why do I need to ask that question, right? Because I know we are at the movie theater and I know you know we are at the movie theater, so why ask the question? But very often a language instructor might feel the need to teach or to focus on a sentence like this to practice or to introduce the verb be, right, are we, and then prepositions such as at, vocabulary such as movie theater or library, but is this interesting? Am I a man or a woman or a girl or a boy, or am I in Virginia or am I in Alaska, right? So those are questions to which you know the answer and I know the answer. So what is the result? An obvious question that encourages the production of a predictable answer. And what is the result of this? Boredom and very often play. Now let's take a little different approach. Yes. My friend Nadia is going to mime something for you to guess. Where is she? Where is she? She's in her bedroom. She's in class. So see, the same type of question, it's completely different approach. We have one more, right? Yes. Where is she?
Restaurant.
She's at the restaurant. Any other possibilities apart from the restaurant?
Trying to get a taxi.
All right. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, Nadia. So as you can see, this is when drama techniques come in handy to give us ideas on what we can do apart from trying to avoid asking obvious questions. What are drama techniques? Well, as the name indicates, they're teaching techniques that have been inspired by the theater, by theater training. They engage the whole person. You have seen her body, right? Her movement. Well, this was miming, but usually the voice, right? The mind and the emotions. I could notice that you were starting to feel more and more comfortable because you had something interesting to do, to guess what she was doing. So that has an effect on our emotions, which opens up the doors to learning. They also boost self-confidence because at the very beginning we might feel intimidated having to perform in front of others, but the more we do it, the better we get at it, and then it is easier for us to use the language in any other situation that is out of the classroom. They draw on the imagination. You see someone say she's in class. When I prepared this, I had not even thought about class. I wonder why. So the imagination, they promote interpersonal interaction and also intrapersonal skills. That could be introspection, reflection. All of these are done through different drama techniques, right? Not only one, different games. And the most important thing is that they relate to real life. And I think this is what we need more and more in our classes, for them to be more related to real life. So the important thing is that drama techniques go beyond grammar and vocabulary. They engage higher order thinking, critical thinking, and interpretation, and we all know that those are crucial needs of this 21st century students. I have a quick quote too about the importance of using children's game in theater, and I think that the same reason applies to why use games in language learning. And this is a quote by Clive Barker. In using children's games as an approach to drama training, one gets completely away from the concept of teaching someone a set of skills she or he does not know, and knows does not know, all of which causes anxiety. Through games, one goes back to the root processes of learning, which are generally associated with pleasure and often delight, and which in most cases are free from anxiety. With plenty of practice in this method, the actor or the actress is led to the optimal use of his or her mind and body resources. So these are a great resource for language classrooms as well. But because this is a workshop, it's not a lecture, we're going to do a little bit of all of this. We said body, movement, right? So can you please stand up and you have your little picture?
Yes.
So we're going to use the room here. All you need to do is maybe the most difficult thing right now is to keep quiet, no talking, just walking around to the rhythm. Follow the rhythm. interaction. So meet somebody right next to you at this very moment and just introduce yourself in English. Great job. We'll do just one more, and now. Now we're going to try and use our imagination a little further and change levels, like lower, higher. So not at the same level of walking, but lower or higher as we go. And remember, not talking, just moving, playing like kids. Different directions. Okay, now you're not yourself anymore. You're that person on the paper you got. And you don't speak English, any other language. Same thing, introduce yourself, you have a new character and a different language. We're all polyglots here, choose any language you want to use, not English. Introduce yourself as this imaginary character. How many different languages did you get to speak? 2. 3. How many?
French and Arabic.
French and Arabic. Which other languages? French, Arabic, Portuguese. Portuguese.
Spanish.
Spanish.
French.
Chinese.
Italian.
Oh, Berber.
Oh, wow. We're truly polyglots. So this is just a quick example, right? Why drama techniques could be so helpful when learning a foreign language. Drama techniques are among the best tools we have available for language learning and exploration because we get to play with the language. They introduce innovation, which, as we know, we need in education, and also it's so needed in the work environment. And also, this is just one of the ways in which our department puts into practice one of our favorite George Mason's motto, where innovation is tradition. So the more we innovate, the more we play, the more we explore, the better we all learn. Thank you very much and enjoy the show.
by Professor Tatiana Pina. Here you go.